What's up, guys? B Green Flex here, voice of Flex, back with another video. It's been a few days, been trying to stay on my every other day track, but unfortunately life gets in the way. But we're here again today. It's the first Saturday that I'm not working in months, like 5 or so months, maybe 6. So kind of strange for me. I feel like out of place a little bit, but it's definitely nice knowing that after I do this video and I continue to do what I got to do today and stuff like that, that tomorrow I'll be able to relax and chill again. So anyway, besides that, we're going to be doing this reaction today to She Learned Why High Status Men Will Never Date Her. This one's kind of short. It's only 3 minutes 43 seconds, but I noticed the last couple ones I did, I guess maybe just because of my enthusiasm about bringing the channel back, they were like kind of long, and even like the one video I split into two with the It's Complicated channel reaction. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments as usual. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, of course, go check out the TikTok, which is the same name. It's just Voice of Flex. And I put like clips up there as well with just little snippets and good takeaways from the videos. And since I am off the whole weekend, I shouldn't use the term off. I technically work for myself. I would rather use the term I'm not working today. But tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and do the crib tour and the room tour, and I'm gonna make sure to put the other two shelves up. That way, you guys get the full effect. But it's definitely looking pretty cool, and it feels nice to, after I explain everything in that video as well, with everything that's happened the last couple years and the last year specifically, feels nice to finally have a quote unquote home and have my room the way I want it to be and stuff like that. So without further ado, She Learned Why High Status Men Will Never Date Her.
I'm not just gonna be a dumb little girl that sits on the sidelines.
You don't have to
I
be
know that I have the full package, and
Well,
you can.
nobody said
I
that.
can still no. I know nobody said that, but and I know that that's not necessarily what men look for. But if you can also offer the feminine side to a man, and you can be a good mother, and you can be a good partner, or wife, or whatever you want to call it,
These traits you led with are
and
not feminine, though.
loyal, and cook and clean.
Facts. And let's be honest, she's cute, I guess. Like, she's not ugly, but come on now. You're not. She's sitting here making this argument as if she's like a badass bitch. Like, you're average.
But the traits you mentioned and led with are not feminine.
So what?
But I'm not. But I never said that I didn't think that you had to have all of that as well. I didn't lead with it, but I do think you have to have the full package.
And the fact that you didn't lead with it is very telling, because those are probably not your strongest traits. Here's the thing about human nature, okay? Talked with thousands of people throughout my life, okay? Criminals, women, etc. When you ask people questions a lot of the times, right, and they give you an honest answer, they don't even got to think about it. It's kind of a reflex.
Right.
Okay, this is my answer.
Right.
And then
It
you
usually
hit them with
applies
maybe
to
a fact, and then they might change their answer based on that fact.
Right.
So what I'm saying, right, and I kind of know this already from looking.
And it usually applies to them personally, especially with women, because a lot of times they speak and react to conversations based on emotion. A lot of times when you're talking to people, and this is men or women, the answer, like he said, the answers that they're giving you or the things that they're talking about are usually things that either apply to themselves or things that they already know about, or whatever that case may be. And like he said, since she mentioned those other qualities first and then the more feminine qualities last, it's probably a good indication that she applies those more masculine qualities to herself. And then this goes back to the whole thing of women not understanding that, like, that's the things that you guys are attracted to. We don't find that attractive. We want those feminine qualities. But I also will point out the fact that he had mentioned, because he was in law enforcement, he was in Homeland, I think Homeland Security or something, but he did like a lot of shit on the border with illegal immigration, cartels, all this kind of stuff. So he's been in a lot of different interrogations, a lot of different, situations like that. And then now doing the show, meeting a lot of women, meeting high value men, like, he's going to know a lot about human nature and conversational dynamics way more than just the average person.
Looking at your education and your background, whatever it may be, they are probably a successful female, making a good amount of money in your regard. So you led with your accolades, which is cool. Right. I'm not knocking you for it. But the fact that you led with your accolades is very telling that the other things that we mentioned, the more feminine qualities that you have, probably aren't as refined as the masculine qualities you mentioned.
That's not true. You don't know me.
And see, immediately like he said, human nature, she's going to respond with her accolades or the things that she feels are her strong qualities. And that's a very masculine thing to do because men care about those things. We care about our accomplishments, our careers, our businesses, our values, things like that. Those are the things that we stand firm on. And usually those are telling of what we consider ourselves as. Whereas women, she responded with that kind of stuff, thinking that those are the things that make her attractive to a man or just attractive as a person in general. And it's like, no, as a woman, your attractiveness is based on family, good moral values, being able to respect your man, things like that. And immediately she reacted with the emotion of, well, you don't know me. And it's like, did you hear anything he said? Instead of trying to like combat him.
And you don't know like what I have to offer from that sense.
But here's the thing. I know that how career women think, educated women think in general, and the numbers don't lie.
But you're putting her in a
Let me
category.
finish my point.
Everything is in generalities and categories. See, that's the other thing I hate about freaking women, especially watching Fresh and Fit or just in everyday life. If you notice when you're talking to women, anytime that you try to take a situation outside of themselves, they can't seem to fathom that there's more than you in the world. They always have this la la land fallacy that they're the only person in the world, they're the only person in their reality, everything is about them or has to pertain to them. No. If I'm telling you something about the world or about people, it's because I'm telling you something about everybody in general. In general, this is what people do. And most of the time, they're that same type of person anyway, but they say, oh, well, not me because you don't know me. And it's like, okay, even if you are the far and few between of the minority, that's fine. I'm telling you about most people.
Higher educated a woman, the more in the professional world she is, the higher earnings she is, the likelihood of divorce in a marriage
shoots
go up precipitously,
crazy,
around 90%.
yep.
This is a fact. This is not my opinion.
And that's because, one, career women are usually more masculine. They have traits that men don't want. Talking back, being combative, not wanting to have a family, or if they do have a family, not wanting to be a quote-unquote mother to them. They want to treat it as the same. Like, we're both the parents. We split it equally. We both go to work. We both split bills. Like, they don't have that feminine, motherly, nurturing quality that most men are looking for when they're looking for a wife and a mother. And also because most career women, when they are career women, they continue to go down that path, make more money, become more successful, meet more men, and then they say, okay, I don't want my guy that makes the same as me or maybe even less. They say, fuck him, I want someone that makes more. Or they cheat on him for, their boss that, is richer or whatever, So it definitely applies.
Career women chronically end relationships. Hell, you ended yours just before coming here.
Fair.
Chronically end
Literally.
relationships because they need a man to meet their same level of ambition.
Right.
Fair. That is so accurate.
How did
That
I
is so
predict
accurate.
that without
But
knowing you?
You can't. But the thing, look,
Because I know what I'm talking about.
but call my ex and tell me that he didn't have dinner on the table every single goddamn night for him, because I can guarantee you one thing, he did. And
he
the
had
thing
dinner
is,
for you?
no,
No,
I had dinner for
she
him.
had
You had dinner for him.
Yeah.
And see, I will commend her for that, but it still doesn't change the fact that there's still qualities besides. See, and that's the thing about career women or masculine women also, is that they apply being like a feminine woman or being a nurturing woman to their man as just cooking, cleaning, stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, whatever. That there's so much more embedded in that. It's about, yeah, I might come home and you have dinner ready for me, but I had to ask you to make it, or I had to like tell you what to make, or when I'm coming home and we're having dinner together, instead of you saying, hey honey, how was work, and just trying to let me relieve myself of my stress, you're trying to tell me about your day, and then we might get in an argument because we're talking about something that you disagree with me on, and instead of just submitting, you're just kind of trying to combat me. It's like there's way more, it's way deeper than just cooking and cleaning. Like but they attribute it to that because when they're a career masculine woman, they look at femininity as just these qualities that are associated with being a stay-at-home wife or mom, and it's way deeper than that.
Yes.
Okay, so what does that...
No, nothing. I mean, but we're talking about feminine qualities now. I didn't lead with it, but my
Well,
point
that's
is that you still have to do all of those things as well, and I do agree with that.
So why'd
I just
you
didn't
break
lead
up with
with
him
it.
then?
But that's my point. I don't need to keep going on. If you'd like, I could stop.
Wait, so questions. Why did you break up with your ex then?
He was putting her in danger, and
Okay, that's not true. No, no.
You grew apart.
We grew apart. Yeah, like I said, we're
I love Fresh, bro. And it's funny because a lot of people like will say like Fresh doesn't really add to the show, or like he's not really part of the show. It's Myron running the ship, whatever. But first off, behind the scenes, if you follow them closely and watch their other shows outside of the after hours shit with chicks, you know that he actually does contribute a lot, and he's really good at networking. But also, it's funny because like he knew like he's saying we grew apart. He put a little air quotes because he knows that that's what girls will in their head say. Oh, like I broke up with him because we grew apart, or we did it online or whatever. But it's really because all the stuff Myron was talking about, those subconscious things that you didn't see in him or that he didn't see in you, they break down to just the bare masculine and feminine qualities.
City boys, we up?
we're still on good terms. We're still friends.
Yeah, sure.
We were together for 4 years, and we lived together for 3, and it just didn't work out, to keep it light. There's a lot of things from. It's just a lot of it was a lot of different things, I guess, just to keep it light. We got together when I was younger, and now my mindset has changed on what I'm looking for.
Right.
And I guess that's kind of where I'm at.
So I have a
They grew
But
apart.
I still have a lot of love for him in my heart. It's not that I don't care about him. It's just it didn't work out, and that's fine.
Translation: I left him in certain aspects of life that I prioritized that he no longer prioritized
Yep.
at the beginning of the relationship,
Yep.
and I don't see a future with him because my future is brighter than what he can offer.
Boom.
Bang. And what did I say right before I like let her keep talking about the situation? I was saying women tend to overcomplicate things like breakups or getting a job or think like bigger parts of life. They tend to overcomplicate them because they tie way too many emotions to all these different aspects around the problem or the situation, when in actuality it's very, very simple. As men, we look at things very logically, rationally, much simpler. And like I said, Fresh was being kind of subtweeting her a little bit, like they grew apart, knowing that he's really being facetious and saying that no, it was because all these things we're talking about applied to the situation. And like Myron just said, it's because it doesn't matter when y'all got together. It's because as you got older in that 4-year span, first off, if you're going to be with someone for 4 years and not get married, that's a red flag already anyway. But in that 4-year span, you were focused on your career, focused on yourself, became probably a lot more masculine, and you saw that he did not have those masculine qualities that you wanted, or that he was not portraying himself in a way that's going to be able to overtake you in most aspects of life. So you said, fuck this dude, I'm out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Girls typically don't break up. Girls typically break up with a guy when they don't want to bet on their future anymore.
Yep.
Is what it is.
watch the FIFA Women's World.
That's funny. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. It's so funny how I was actually telling my employee about this the other day, because I have mentioned the Fresh and Fit podcast before, and I was kind of telling them how they do have like the Money Monday, Women Wednesday, and I think it's called Fit Friday or something like that. But they have the regular shows that they talk about all these different aspects to become a better man. And the after hours is when they have the women on, and that's what mostly people know. But I remember seeing one the other day where the girl was like, so why do y'all have like this part of the show where girls come on and you talk to us and we have these debates or we have these conversations and stuff? And it was like very early on in the show. And Myron was like kind of saying that, well, it's because, you know, we talk about intersexual dynamics as a lot of part of our show and how men can get better. And we bring girls on to have these conversations to see what they think, but to also show that all the things that we're telling them usually are true or that they apply to everyday life. And then literally a few minutes after that, they started talking about something and they got into some type of conversation or debate. And once it was done and Myron made the girl look stupid, it was like a different girl on the panel. He looked over at the girl that asked, like, why do you have, you know, girls on the show in the after hours? And he said, see why we have girls on the show? Like, because just in that little couple minutes, you know, back and forth, I just showed how everything that we're talking about usually is truth or based in reality, and girls make no fucking sense and don't base in logic. So, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Per usual, like I said, the room tour and new crib tour will be coming tomorrow. I'll try and keep it concise, but I'm also going to, in that video, embed the reason for the hiatus over the last, I think it's 10 or 11 months, and what all has happened in that time. It's been a lot of turmoil, but, you know, as men, we got to stay strong. So make sure to look out for that, and we'll be back again with that video, and then another reaction probably tomorrow or the next day too. So, you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you on the next one. I'm out.